There is some new news of the Bears and Teven Jenkins contract negotiation status, which dropped today on December 23rd. Not looking in the best interest of the former second-round pick, but there is still some hope that a deal can get done as long as it is friendly in the Bears' favor. Bears also got some positive injury news on starting left tackle Braxton Jones, who could get into training camp before next year, as the injury is not as severe as first reported. And I'm going to break down a left guard that could be coming back to the Chicago Bears, according to various different sources, and how it may play out. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Now, before we begin today's show, hit that like button if you want the offensive trenches to be the number one priority this offseason for the Bears, along with commenting who you want to see the Bears bring in for the offensive trenches in 2025. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news and notifications, because also we have one more jersey giveaway for this year. All you need to do is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts in the comment section below in order to enter when will be announced after this Sunday. So the Teven Jenkins contract news. It came out this morning on 670 The Score from Brad Biggs, who says that the Bears don't feel inclined at the moment to give Teven Jenkins a contract extension. The 39th overall pick in the 2021 NFL Draft, Ryan Pace's last draft as the Chicago Bears general manager, has had a roller coaster of a career with the Bears. Originally a right tackle out of Oklahoma State, was considered a steal at the 39th overall pick back then, and the Bears were hopeful that he'd be a big force on this offensive line moving forward for years to come. Well, he has been a big force, but also he has gone downhill quickly, especially with how his career started. Jenkins barely reported to rookie minicamp after dealing with pain in his back, to then all of us later to find out he needed major back surgery. The injury that the Bears knew about before drafting him. Total Bears move, by the way. Jenkins missed nearly the entire season of his rookie year, missing valuable reps, playing in only 6 games and starting 2 of them. It slowly picked up for him when they moved him to right guard 2 years ago in his second year in the NFL, where he played in 13 games, starting 11 with them, but was dealing with injuries that year as well, and only got a 61 PFF grade. His third year, though, moving him to left guard, he did pretty solid in the 12 games that he played in. Again, have you noticed I haven't said he has completed one season yet? He started 11 of those games and was dealing with leg injuries all season long, specifically in his knees, and a slight back injury, but not related to the surgery that he got. During that year, though, he scored a nearly 80 PFF grade in 12 games. So good when he was on the field, but he missed 5 games that year. Not good. And then now in his 4th year at left guard, again, one of the better ones in the NFL when on the field. He played in 14 games this year for the Bears. Bears have obviously played in 15 games. So, take it as you will. He's only missed 1 game so far this year, but he has left 5 of those games early and only returned back to 1 of them. He's ranked a top 10 guard this year from a run blocking and pass blocking perspective, scoring 80 in both categories. But he has, again, left multiple games and not returned to them, has barely been active during practice, always questionable entering the game and then plays. And the rumor is that Jenkins purposely spent tens of thousands of dollars on his personal expenses this past year in order to get up to speed, working with nutrition specialists, strength specialists, and other specialists to understand his body, to heal faster and not deal with these injuries. But at the end of the day, though, he still is dealing with these injuries even after all this specialty help, and maybe one more offseason takes for him. But the thought that he played in more games this year and is still injured often is a big red flag. Now, they're not saying that the Bears are completely out on potentially re-signing Teven Jenkins, but it would have to be to a very friendly deal. And right now, Teven Jenkins is making $2.6 million on a cap hit in his last year of his rookie contract from 4 years ago. And he's going to want to make more because he has proven he can be good in this league. But again, he's going to have to probably take some big discounts. And it's not just with the Bears, it's everywhere else. Here's the thing. He's made it publicly known that he wanted to work on contract extension negotiations back after the Bears bye week, after they played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bears didn't even open the conversation with him. And that sends a message around the league that the Bears clearly see something that they're not sure about, or they're just poorly managed, which could be either way. But at the end of the day, his big injury history, never finishing a full season and taking on a very different amount of injuries, especially to the legs and back, takes a big hit on your value, especially when the Bears have a chance to get some big names this upcoming offseason in the draft and free agency, especially having $81.1 million in cap projected at the moment. So if I'm the Bears, to be respectful to Jenkins, but Jenkins also has to be respectful to them, even though you are one of the better guards in the league, you still have to take a price cut. And I would offer him a 2-year, $12 million contract, annually $6 million per year. Because when he plays like a top guard, when healthy, but when the guy is healthy is a big question mark, because who knows if that's ever exactly consistent. So the door isn't shut. They're saying there's a chance, but I'm also playing this one very lightly, especially Ryan Poles in the position that he is in, that he has to address the offensive line as soon as possible. Quickly want to get into the Braxton Jones news, as the Chicago Bears left tackle, who suffered a fractured ankle in this past game against the Detroit Lions, is only expected to be out to 4 to 5 months, according to doctors. Great news, all things considered, yesterday, as some of the reports that he ruptured a tendon in his leg that could have been a 6 to 12 month recovery. So overall, it's looking positive for Braxton Jones. Thank you guys for your positive thoughts in the last video, as clearly it worked, as he could be back sooner than later, and the Bears might not have to address left tackle in this draft if they don't want to. Now, I mentioned it earlier, but there could be a reunion in the works with a former Chicago Bears offensive guard, and that is James Daniels, who could have a future again with the Chicago Bears. The former Chicago Bear played for the Bears from 2018 to 2021. Ironically, is a right guard and left guard, so he can flexible positions. And he could be Jenkins' replacement in 2025, as they were both drafted in the 39th spot in their respective drafts 4 years apart. And Daniels has overall had a nice career. The 6'4", 325-pound guard is out of Iowa. Daniels is one of the better guards in the league over the last decade, playing in 90 games, having 84 starts, with a 72 overall PFF grade with the Chicago Bears, a 74 overall PFF grade with the Pittsburgh Steelers. His best years, though, a 75 run blocking grade in 2021 with the Chicago Bears, and a 78 pass blocking grade with the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2022. During that time, in over 5,000 snaps, he has only allowed 25 penalties, which is way less than what it feels like for the Bears, only 6 sacks, only 25 hits, and 107 quarterback hurries. This guy is not the long-term 10-year answer that the Bears want to go out and get, but he is reliable and an improvement to the offensive line if we can't get a left guard out of the draft or in free agency without breaking the bank, as Trey Smith and other players are definitely the higher priority. But this guy is still young at 27 years old, and he still has some fire in him. And the Bears are most likely going to go out and get the top offensive line coach in the upcoming draft, especially seeing how bad Chris Morgan was. Daniels could get to the next level with this team, and they could get him on the cheap as well. He's currently projected to have an $8.3 million contract next year annually. But the thing is that this is his first season of missing games. And I think that he could get maybe a little more than $7 million due to only playing in 5 games this year. But it's his first season missing major time, so he's still a high value. But overall, a solid player that the Bears could bring in, and be good to have a reunion. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below about Teven Jenkins' contract situation. Do you guys think we should re-sign him? How much would you re-sign him for? Would love to hear those in the comment section below. Along with please liking this video in order to help address and show how many Bears fans want the Bears to address the trenches this upcoming offseason. Comment also who you want the Bears to bring in, and please continue to put some good thoughts and prayers for Braxton Jones in the comments. But with that, thank you, as always, for tuning into this episode of Just Another Year Chicago Bears. My name is Nick Rohde, and as always, bear down, baby.